Welcome, everyone, to the City of Warrenville Public Safety and Finance Committee of the Whole regular meeting. Public comment will only be available in person during the meeting with remote meeting access is for viewing purposes only. Roll call, please.
Mayor Johnson?
Here.
Alderman Lockett?
Here.
Alderman Ashour?
Here.
Alderman Berry is absent. Alderman Davalos? Here. Alderman Augustinovich?
Here.
Alderman Wilkie is absent. Alderman Widener?
Here.
Alderman Kreckenberg?
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Everyone that's able, please raise for the pledge. Any public comments tonight? I don't see any paperwork. No public comments. Official and staff comments? No official and staff comments. Then we'll jump right into the business of the meeting. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to remind everybody of Summer Days happening this Friday and Saturday outside of City Hall, the City Hall complex here. Check out the website for more information and the Park District's website as well.
Thank you. Item number one. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was a little late in the game there. Next Tuesday, the 5th, is National Night Out at Cerny Park, 5 to 9. So just a reminder for that.
Thank you. Anyone else? Did I miss anybody else? I think we're good. All right, number one, consideration of a request repealing and replacing City Code Title 4, Chapter 8, repossession. Deputy Chief Jacobson.
Thank you, Chairman. This came to light earlier this year through some internal discussions at the police department. We had seen an increase over the previous several months of motor vehicles being reported stolen from private property parking lots throughout the city. After spending some time looking into this, I learned that most of these vehicles weren't actually stolen, but they had been repossessed or relocated by contracted tow companies. Per our current ordinance, these tow companies are supposed to notify the PD prior to removing any vehicles, where they're supposed to give us the vehicle, make, model, year, all the information with the associated vehicle and where they're going to be removing it from. But in many of these cases, that was not taking place. One of the issues that comes from this when the tow companies aren't following the rules is that the amount of time and effort that goes into trying to figure out exactly what happened from the investigative side, police department side, is quite a task to determine if the vehicle was actually stolen or not. And for reference, in the amount of vehicles that we're talking about that comes into play, between March 2023 and March 2025, there were 402 vehicles that were actually repossessed or relocated within the city. So if this was, if we're talking 15 or 20 cars total, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But when we're talking the numbers that we are, it becomes arduous task on the officers and detectives trying to figure out what happened. So also along with this process, I conducted a review of the ordinance Title 4, Chapter 8, the repossession of vehicles. I found the ordinance kind of lacked available enforcement action that we could take, and fines were generalized within the ordinance. I contacted other municipalities and learned that many of them were requiring tow companies to obtain a permit, pay a permitting fee before they were to remove a vehicle within their jurisdictions. At this point, in my research, I requested the assistance of City Attorney Lenneman to review our current ordinance and to see if we would be able to implement a similar permitting structure with a new ordinance, if check on all the legal parts of it to see if we could do that. And it was concluded that we could make those changes, and the best way to go about it would be to do a complete replacement of Title IV, Chapter 8 of the city code. This permitting process would be done through Oxcart. Oxcart is the online system that the city uses through the police department that we manage to permit overweight trucks that come in the city. So it wouldn't be any new software or any additional software. Attorney Lenneman drafted an ordinance repealing and replacing Title IV, Chapter 8 of the city code. A copy of that is attached to the backup material. Among the changes to the new ordinance would be updated requirements for both the tow companies and property owners, assessing a $15 permitting fee through Oxcart, and then fines that range from $100 to $500 for each potential offense associated with this. Excuse me. With putting a ordinance like this into place would make it much easier for us to go back after the fact if we were getting vehicles reported stolen, because obviously we would know where, what parking lots, and who the contracted tow company would be, and it would make it much easier to assess a fine as far as through a city ordinance citation. And just wanted to add that if these changes would be made by the council, police department personnel would hand deliver a copy of the new ordinance to all of the establishments that have contracted tow companies within the city, and we'd take that opportunity to educate them and communicate that with their tow companies and with these private lots. I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have any, and my memo is attached as backup material.
Maury?
What does it mean in the current ordinance that penalties are generalized?
The current ordinance just states what the general fine. So it's limited at $100 for the general fine, and there's no ability to increase if there's multiple offenses.
Alderman Lockett?
Yeah, I think this is a great idea. 400 cars in 2 years is a lot for you guys to be looking at, a lot of time, reports, and the fact that we're going to make it extremely simple. Go on to Oxcart, you can do it on your phone, you can do it anywhere. Takes you 5 minutes once they set up the account. And so what we're saying is that $15 permitting fee is per vehicle, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then that would allow you to, if you did in fact get a phone call of somebody reporting their car stolen, you find out that it was towed, you could look on Oxcart, you see that there was nothing registered there. You could then in turn contact the tow truck company, advise them of their fine that is going to be coming, and then advise them with regards to what they need to do in the future, correct?
Correct.
So all this is done online. So this is going to minimize and save who knows how much time.
Yes, like you said, it would be extremely simple, easy for the tow company to go in once they create, especially once they create the login and input the vehicle information and location where everything's at, and pay the $15 fee. Then all the information is right there for us to go back and look. So yeah, very simple.
And how fast do you think this will be implemented? When would this actually become enforced?
It would not take very long, once a new ordinance was put into place. I believe there's a certain time period that has to be, notice has to be given once it's revised. And then, once we reach that time frame, within a week, we'd be able to have everybody contacted within the city.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Alderman Davalos.
Thank you. So this is for private parking lots. Can you remind me what happens on public? If cars are repossessed or moved or whatever from a public parking situation?
So it's very similar that they are still supposed to notify the police department when they come in to remove a vehicle, either relocating it to a legally parked position or if they're repossessing it. These areas that we're talking about with private lots, that has been the area that we've seen the problems. And the recourse hasn't been there to be able to go back and try to deal with the tow companies and the private management companies.
Okay, thanks.
Alderman Widener.
Yeah, this is a great improvement, and I just have one question on, once they pay for the permit, how long is it valid for?
Offhand, I'm not
You're
exactly
not
sure.
sure?
I believe there is a time frame, but offhand, I do not know.
Okay.
I can get that information though.
All right, thanks.
Anyone else? Question. Mayor?
Question, is $15 enough?
So the $15 fee would be enough, I believe, to encourage the tow companies to do the right thing. Because when you look at the fine amount, what it could be, that's where that would hit them in the pocketbooks. And the idea behind the fine would be to recoup the amount of time that is spent investigating, hours, by either officers or detectives. So we're not trying to, make a ton of money or anything like that, but just putting something in place to make the tow companies realize that by doing the right thing, they're spending $15, and when they don't, then that's when they would be hit harder in the pocketbook.
Just one question. Are they required to notify once they've retrieved a vehicle? Or do you have to look to see if that's happened?
No, once the permit would go in place, and the request is made and granted for the permit, then that's basically all that would take place from our end, from the police department side.
It just seems like it would save a step if they were required to notify that they had picked the vehicle up.
Once, I understand what you're saying, okay.
Is that something that could be part of the ordinance, or is it considered a big impediment?
I wouldn't think so, and I can check with Attorney Lenneman before we finalize the ordinance.
Thank you. Any other comments? Alderman Widener.
Yes, with the changes subject to consideration, I'd like to make a motion to recommend the city council approve an ordinance repealing and replacing current city code Title 4, Chapter 8, repossession of vehicles in its entirety with draft city ordinance Title 4, Chapter 8, repossession and relocation of vehicles.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 2, Post-event overview of Independence Day activities. Deputy Chief Jacobson.
Thank you again, Chairman. The 4th of July activity for this year resulted in 17 fireworks calls for service, complaints for fireworks, 9 of which were initiated by our officers. So we had only received 8 calls from residents. And that's a decrease from last year. There was 23. And just wanted to point out that several conversations that we had with our counterparts in surrounding agencies also saw a major decrease in the amount of fireworks that were happening this year from the private side of things. Not sure why, if, you know, finances or the weather being extremely warm, extremely hot during this year came into play, but we had, like I said, we had 17 and 9 were initiated by officers with 1 citation and 1 warning written.
Thank you. Any questions? Alderman Lockett?
Yeah, just a comment. It's good to see it going down. And then it's good to see all the hours and everything that is being worked, because you see it sometimes, but you don't know. But when you start looking at the hours that were spent for these events, it's just nice to see it. It makes you feel safe, makes you feel better. So I don't know if you've heard yet, there's somebody walking around here trying to get a really big event next year. I'm not sure if you guys are gonna make changes or increase maybe patrol or any of that. I know there's a long time to go, but with it being the big celebration next year, I just wasn't sure if you guys have already discussed that.
We have actually met the command staff with our sergeants and already talked about changes for next year's festivities, and to what we try to do is improve and increase our presence where needed and appropriate resources as they're needed. So we have already started to discuss those things.
Thanks. Anyone else? Alderman Widener?
Yeah, I would just like to say congratulations and pass along our thanks to the police department for this effort. I think this program of enforcement on fireworks came up about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was generated by a few citizens who were really, I don't know, tired of having so many random fireworks going off in their neighborhoods and everything like that. And at that time, the chief, you know, took it under his authority to beef things up and add additional patrols. And I think over the 4-year period or 5-year period, however long it's been, I think we've seen a serious reduction in random fireworks, and I think that makes us a safer town and, you know, benefits the community. So thank you again for the excellent work on this.
Thank you. That was information only. There is no action required. Item number 3, review and file administration, finance, and police department fiscal year 2026 work plans and decision packages. Any questions or comments? Mayor?
So Administrator White and I were visited by Congressman Foster today, and a large part of the conversation centered around his thoughts and concerns about AI and its use across many things. And in our current work plans, they don't reference AI. I know they talk about technology, but so for the staff, as you go forward, I hope as you go forward into the next year, you'll encourage looking into that and how all AI can fit into and become a part of, or be controlled within, or somehow be a part of your work plans going forward.
Thank you. Anyone else? Well, that actually concludes the business of our meeting. I just need a motion. Alderman Lockett,
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Thank you for your attendance and all your good work.